Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to wrap up the wiring on the tweener wall. I put the heat on a little while ago because it was getting chilly in here, but the heat wasn't on all night. This place really holds the heat well. Okay, there's three things I need to wire. We have temporary wiring to this switch box here. That switch box is going to go on the other side of the wall and poke through the wall, so I got to cut the wall for that and then get wired up permanently. Then from that switch box, I need to come out of that and go through the wall all the way to the other side of the kitchen and then curl up the wire over there. That's going to be 3-wire Romex, and I only have one roll of that, and I also need it for the smoke alarm. So I got to run 3-wire to the smoke alarm, and that one needs to go through, up through there, blah, 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 all the way up to the smoke alarm up there. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter which one I run, because this one's going to terminate right at a box, and then it'll continue on into the addition, and this one is going to go up to there, and then I believe I'm going to have to run it through the wall again, like on this, because we're going to have cabinets that come out almost to those studs right there. Yeah, I believe I'm going to have to run that through the wall, and then the switches will be on the wall on the other side, just like here. So, 3 wires I got to run. It's going to be a lot of drilling, and it's going to be really messy. I was going to clean up before I started, but I don't know. Now I'm thinking, why not just add to this mess and clean it up when I get to the insulation? I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I guess the best place to start will be here. Oh, one more thing. I have to mount the thermostat right here and get the wires going in and out of it connected and strapped down and all that stuff. That goes down and over to where the baseboard heater is going to go over there. Okay, 3 sets of wires and I'm done. And then I think we're going to do a big cleanup on another video and start the insulation, hopefully get the insulation done. So I think I'll start with this circuit right here. I have all of the holes drilled except for right here where it's going to go to the other side. So we'll get that hole drilled first. See if I can see. Yeah, it'll come through right in here somewhere. If I went right in the center, it would hit this, so I'm gonna have to go off to the side, and then got a bunch of holes to drill over there. Okay, let's get drilling. Okay, I mapped this out and I was getting ready to start drilling, and I would just have to come so close to the surface here. I could put a metal plate on there, that's no problem. But even with that, when the wire comes out on the other side, you don't want to bend it tight. So it's going to have a big curve up there, and I'd rather not mess with the insulation up there if I don't have to. And there's a lot easier way to do it. It's a less direct route. The most direct route is right where I had it, going through there and then up to the smoke alarm. But what I think I'm going to do is just come down a little bit, go through here, and then I can go right through there, pop out on the other side, and then just right across here, up to the smoke alarm, back down, and across. It'll be a little bit more wire, but it'll make insulating a lot easier, and it'll make the insulation a lot tighter up in the roof, and that's what we want. So right here it is. Let's get that marked out and we'll get drilling. These are still going to require protection plates, but this is a better solution. A little bit of an angle. I need to miss. Oh, actually, yeah, I need to miss this corner stud back here. Oh, I'm hitting the edge of the washer for these big bolts. It's just the very edge. If it's not one thing, it's two. Well, I'm through. I'm just catching the edge of it with the bit. Well, that sucks. But it's not going to make a difference. And then I need one right about here. Almost out of battery. These close quarter drills come in really handy, as do these Irwin bits that are made for nails. I'll put links to this stuff down in the description. You can see my roll of wire right there. Hopefully this pulls easy. Otherwise I'll have to keep going back and forth. Yeah, it's pulling pretty good. This is not going to pull as easy, but yeah, the hole goes all the way through easy, but it's just catching the corner of that fender washer. Oh, you can't see it on that side either. right, let me get a little bit pulled, and then I'll have to move some stuff and drill the rest of my holes for that. Then we're going to have to go up the side of that truss, and I need to go get a box for up there. Okay, I moved that drywall into there. Surprising how hard it is to move stuff around in a tiny house. But I got everything drilled all the way over to here, and I got my hole going up and one for coming back down, and I got that much wire pulled. I don't want to put it through that hole yet. I'm just going to put it up there and get approximately the right amount, then put it through the hole. Once I get that box put on there, what you do is pull it tight, working your way back, all the way back to the source. I'll show you that in a second. I went and got my shallow box, and I grabbed the wrong one at Menards. This must have been in the wrong box. This you need to use Romex clamps on. They have boxes that have the Romex clamps built into them, and that's what I thought I was getting, but apparently not. So I'm going to want to mount that so that my ground screw is out in the open, so it'll get mounted like that. I'll put a Romex clamp in both of these, one in, one out, and then I have my ground screw right there. So let me get this mounted. Oh, before I do that, this is the stove plug. Yeah, this is going to take some heavy wire. This is going to go right in here somewhere, and is going to get wired over to the service entrance panel. I got to get that done in the next couple days as well. Well, probably a week from now. All right, let's get that box up there and get this wire pulled. Okay, I can't mount it like that. We have this OSB on either side, so it doesn't fit. I'm going to have to go with both of the holes right there and offset it a little bit. Yeah, that'll do the trick. I can still get into the meat with the screws. Yeah, that's the only way I can do it. That'll work though. Okay, let's move this. All right, I decided not to use this one. All I'm going to do is pull enough wire up there, make a little loop, and staple it in place, and I'll wait for the correct one. I believe the Romex ones have the wire coming out the side, and that's going to work a lot better for this. I would have to hang it way off the edge and probably even drill new holes in order to get that to work, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to wait on that one. I'll pull a little more wire and get it looped in there. I actually might even have one of those over in the machine shop there, so I'll look at lunchtime. But for now, we'll just pull enough wire, get it stapled in place, and like I said, work our way back to that box, get it cut and into that box, and this circuit will be done. Then we can get to the fun stuff, cutting through the wall and getting this circuit in place. And basically, just like that last one, I don't have to run the entire circuit all the way over to there, but I probably will. We'll see. Okay, so got a little loop there waiting for a box. No big deal. Got her stapled along the truss, comes down through, around, another staple here, up through the wall right here, and then through the ceiling over to the smoke alarm box there. As soon as I get the ceiling in, I'll connect that smoke alarm. There's already one connected upstairs, so this wire right here is actually hot. That's the return. This one right here is the return wire, or the traveler, from the one upstairs. And then the one I just put in is the traveler from this one. There'll be a smoke alarm there, and then there'll be 2 more smoke alarms in the next edition. Yeah, that's probably the most complicated circuit out of the entire house. Okay, let's switch this plastic over to here and figure out where the hole in the wall needs to be, and we'll get that switch box on this side and start working on this circuit. Okay, I got this done. I got the wires into the box on the right side of the wall. Everything's tidied up here. I have the thermostat ready to go. Wire out, wire in. The box is going to go right here. That's going to be pretty simple. But this stuff is not going to be so simple. I really need to figure out exactly how I'm going to wire this. I know we're going to have a switch over here, and I'm thinking if I wire, we have a light, a hanging light over the sink right here. We have another hanging light, real interesting, over here. I'm wondering how I'm going to switch all this stuff. We want to have a 3-way switch for the can lights. There's going to be 2 can lights. Or is there going to be 4? I believe there's going to be 4 can lights. I'm going to have to figure that out and figure out what this box is going to control. One of them is going to be the can lights, but I'm not exactly sure how many I have designed for this and their exact location. I'm going to have to look on the 3D model and get all that stuff figured out. What I'll do is go make drawings on that, and I'll just come back and wrap this up tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day. Everything is crystal clear right now, for the most part. So this is going to be a 3-way switch that controls the lights in here. The other one is at the door. We're going to have another 3-way switch and one on that wall over there that are going to control the can lights in here. So what I need to do is run a 3-wire traveler. I'm going to come down, go through this, and then go under the window all the way over into this bay right here. The service entrance is going to go right there, and we're going to connect it. I don't know, I can run the power from either side. So this will either, I'm thinking it can't go on this side, so the switch itself, just like last time, will go through the wall and be in the addition over there. So I need to figure out a height. We got a lot of stuff going below the sink. The water heater goes down there. We have wiring going out for an outside outlet. We have, what else? I think that's the only 2 electric that are down there. Oh, No, I do believe there's another outlet that needs to go down there as well. It's going to be very busy underneath this sink, and I don't want to get in the way of it. So I figured 32 inches up, 36 inches right near the top. The cabinets are going to be fastened to the walls, so I want to stay away from that. So 32 inches looks like that's going to be it, which is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to have to drill all the way from that stud over there, all the way over to here, and run that three-way wire, which means I'm going to have to pull all this stuff out. Yeah, it's going to be a total mess in here, but it doesn't matter. We'll get around to cleaning this as soon as we get done with the drywall here, because that's going to be messy as well. For the next week or so, it's going to be pretty messy in here. So let's start marking these and get these drilled, and then we'll wrap the video up with the thermostat box here and get that wired up. I'm working my way around to where the service entrance is coming in, and I almost poked myself in the head with these damn nails. I marked this panel wrong, and I got this many nails in before I realized it. I'm gonna have to cut those off. I could have pounded them back out, but I think it'll make too much of a mess. I can't do it now because I have house wrap out there. Okay, I have my 14-3 run right into the area it needs to be, goes through the wall all the way over to the switch box, and like I said, I wanted to put an outlet here as well, but now I'm kind of rethinking that. I really want one over there, but it's going to be at a different height. If it's at the same height as the ones back here, those are centered between the upper cabinet and the countertop, and then she's going to have some kind of a fancy backsplash on there. And this one, if it matches the switch box here, like if it were put right here, I believe it's going to be a fair amount higher. But yeah, I don't know if that's really going to make any difference at all. The one here, we had talked about this. This one would be like for an emergency if she had a couple crock pots on here and had friends over, and the other one had toasters and stuff connected to it. But she could always unplug those. She'll have plenty of outlets elsewhere. I don't think I'm going to put an outlet on here. I think just the 2 circuits right here and then another one over there is going to be plenty, because she's going to have 2 over there as well. I don't see any time where she's going to need more electricity than that. And if she did, if it was an emergency, she could do something in there, set up a small table like for crock pots and stuff. But I believe there's plenty. Okay, we're going to skip that one. I don't need to do anything at the moment. I can come back and get that done later. I need to get the other side of the wall done so I can get it drywalled, and I'll figure this out tonight. If I need to add another outlet here, I can do that a little bit later, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. Now, we just have this single outlet that's going to go right there. I need something. Well, maybe I don't. I should be able to just take a piece of wood. When I pound these nails in, I don't want it to break this, but this has 3 big screws into it. But again, they're through this oatmeal OSB. All right, we'll figure that out. All right, let's get this thing installed and wired up and finish this video. Okay. Goes right there, just a couple taps to hold it in place. Jeez. Let's try that again. Okay, I just want a little backer so that I don't break this. Beautiful. All right, let's get that wired up. Okay, I got my box in place, and while I was getting this wired up, I started thinking, we got a stud right here, so that box I was talking about on the other side of the wall, that would go down here somewhere. Like maybe right here. So if I put a partial stud on this wall and screwed it from, well, actually I'd screw right through it into that other stud, and then put the box wherever it goes on this wall, and because it's offset from that box, it'll still be right in line with all of these boxes. Whatever she uses for the backsplash, if that comes around the corner and then ends right on the other side of that box, I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but that would make this completely separate from this, and it would probably look fine. We got time to think about that though. We're going to concentrate on this side of the wall, get this side insulated, get the drywall on here, and get the corners taped up. We got to get moving on this so we can get this painted, get the ceiling in, get the floor in, finish this up. And I have a temporary door for here, a nice black door with a magnetic strip down the middle, so you can just kind of push right through it and it closes itself back up. That way I can work in here, and Natalie can start setting up her office in there, and the dust from in here is not going to mess with her stuff, and she can get some work done here instead of doing it in the house. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. So if you want to see any of this stuff, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.